Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for the 23rd of June. I'm going to be pulling one card for the overall energy, and then after that we'll be pulling one card for each sign and work out how those energies are collaborating together for the day. Okay, overall energy is ready. Let's pull that card. What do we have? What do we have? The Empress in reverse. Okay. Empress in reverse. That can mean a couple of different things. We're going to see how it plays out. It can mean where maybe somebody was in love with you or had feelings for you before. Now you're not as important to them as what you used to be. Maybe they're not in love with you anymore. It can also talk about the idea of manifesting, only because she's in reverse, manifesting those things that we would rather not manifest. In other words, focusing on those things that make us anxious or fearful instead of those things that make us happy and what we're actually reaching for. So let's see what's going on as we go through these cards. Aries. All right. Excuse me. Just trying to get the cards a little more centered. So Aries, you have the Six of Wands in reverse, which just means that you are doing something that benefits not only yourself but also other people as well. But with the Six of Wands in reverse, you're kind of doing this behind the scenes. Other people don't realize or don't understand what you're actually doing on their behalf or that benefits them. So not being very appreciated or recognized, maybe even nobody actually noticing what you're doing here. With the Empress showing up in reverse, this is basically telling me that you're manifesting this because you're afraid nobody will notice that you're doing things to help them out behind the scenes, and you're more focused on that fear of not having the attention for what you've done, not getting those kudos. You're more focused on that than you are on actually, a successful accomplishment that other people can notice and appreciate. So real simple way to switch that energy up is just focus on those things that you do want. Focus on what it would be like if somebody was actually complimenting you, and then sit back and see how long it takes for them to notice what you're doing and start coming up with those compliments. Taurus. Okay, Taurus, you've got the Hierophant showing up in reverse. This is telling me that you've manifested some type of long-term contract or agreement, but it is not what you want. So, while it's nice that there is a manifestation coming in, it's not the one you want. It's the one you want to just kind of hold off and wait. Let something that's a little bit more of what you actually want to manifest come in and jump on that. Not on this guy. I don't think you're going to jump on that guy. Gemini, Gemini. Queen of Pentacles showing up here with the Emperor in reverse as the overall energy. So Gemini, this just means that you have plenty. In fact, you have so much plenty that you're willing, able, and ready to share that plenty with others. And it looks to me like you may be sharing some of the abundance that you have, whether it's information, finances, material goods, whatever, with somebody that you used to care about greatly. Maybe even you used to be in love with them. Now you're not as thrilled to see them. Doesn't mean that you don't still like them, you don't still care about them. You very well could, but they definitely don't hold the same position in your heart that they used to. Okay. Next up, we're looking at Cancer. Cancer, Cancer. Okay, so here we've got the moon showing up for Cancers. Okay, Cancers, yours is a pretty deep message here. But basically, this is telling me that you are manifesting those things that are in your subconscious, those things that you were programmed with when you were too little to know better as far as paradigms. So you're manifesting what you don't want because subconsciously that's what you believe is what you can do. So if you want to start turning that around, you're going to have to start reprogramming your subconscious mind into believing that you can have those things that you actually want. And there's a few ways to do that. You can always research different manifesting techniques, reprogramming the subconscious mind specifically. Okay, so that's for Cancer. Next up, let's look at Leo. King of Pentacles showing up for you, Leos. Do, 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 do. So Leos, this is telling me that you're doing something with your money or with your assets so that they can go to work for you. Instead of you working for money, money working for you, or assets working for you. Here's the thing with the overall energy being the Empress showing up in reverse. I think that you had certain expectations about what you were going to do in this area as far as what kind of investments were you going to make that would be able to pay you back or pay you off. And so with that Empress in reverse, I think that you weren't able to do what you were expecting to do. I kind of feel like you were able to do what in your mind is second best. So doing some kind of second best investment of money or investment of resources to get them to pay you back. Not exactly what you were hoping to. I don't think it's terrible, you know. You have options about what you want to do, how you can make your money make you money. You have options there. And so you didn't get to take the first one that you had on your mind, but there's still a second one you get to do. So not a bad problem to have, honestly, if we're going to be looking at that. So that's Leo. Next up, let's look at Virgo. Virgo, Virgo. Okay, guys, Emperor showing up for those of you with Virgo in your charts. And Empress in reverse for overall energy. What is going on here? Okay, so Virgos, I think you've pretty much taken control of your destiny. You're at the steering wheel on your life right now. The thing is that whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever goal you're trying to reach, I think you're somehow getting the opposite of that. And part of the reason you're getting the opposite of that, not just anybody would know this. Anybody who's looking at you is never going to know this. But the reason you're getting the opposite of what you're actually trying to shoot for is because you're focusing more on the fears about what if it doesn't turn out the way I want it to? What if instead this happens? So quit focusing on those things. You're very strong-minded when the Emperor comes up. Quit focusing on those things. Start focusing on the goal. Start focusing on the target. And what does it feel like when that target manifests? Okay? So that was Leo and Virgo. Next we're going to do Libra's card. Okay, so Libra, Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. This tells me that you have something new that you're really enjoying. It can be the company of another person, although it doesn't have to be. It can also be a new project, a new hobby, a new business. It's something that you're really enjoying, you're intrigued by. You want to spend more and more and more time focusing on this thing. Now with the Empress showing up in reverse, this is really telling me that you're having a hard time figuring out how to make time for this new thing that you're really intrigued by, or maybe not how to make time, but how to have a balanced life while making time for that. And so really the thing to focus on here is being able to bring more of those things that you're enjoying into your life, but also to keep a balance so you're not letting anything else slip between the cracks. Okay? So let's see, who was that? That was Libra. Next up is Scorpios. Okay, so for those of us with Scorpio placements, Knight of Pentacles is showing up in reverse. What is happening here? Scorpios, this just basically says that we are manifesting the opposite of what we want when it comes to money. We want to have everything covered as far as our budget. And the way this is showing up, this just says that we're not doing everything we can to make the budget work. We're not doing what we know we need to bring that money in, or we're, doing some kind of impulse spending or some kind of unexpected spending that is blowing the budget. And part of the reason that that's happening is because we are not manifesting in the right direction. We're manifesting in the direction of our fears rather than in the direction of what it is that we actually want to accomplish. So we've got to quit focusing on those fears. We've got to start focusing on those goals, those targets that we want to reach, and how good it's going to feel once we actually reach them. Next up, let's look at Sagittarius. Okay, Four of Pentacles showing up in reverse for Sagittarius with an overall energy of the Empress in reverse. So here's the thing, Sagittarius, I think you've had some kind of disappointment. You would be totally well within your rights to have a pity party. However, you're not. You're smart enough not to do that. You're looking at the opportunities that are still in front of you in spite of the disappointments. You're focusing on those and moving forward. And I think that as you do this, this is a pivot point for you with that Empress in reverse. I think up until you started focusing on these new opportunities, you were more focused on this disappointment that has come in, and you actually brought that in by being afraid of it or thinking about it and trying to prepare for it or whatever. But by focusing on it, you brought this in. Now that you're saying, okay, that's over with, kind of expected that, now you're letting that disappointment roll off your back. You're focusing on the opportunities, and this is where this Empress energy starts to pivot for you. This is where you start to manifest those things that you want. It's like you've hit the bottom now. Now you're ready to climb out as far as subconsciously. This is what's going on. Your subconscious is saying, yep, I knew that wasn't going to work out, but I know I'm good at recovery, so I'm going to recover now. That's what I actually see going on for you. So good time to start working on shifting some paradigms into something that's more positive so that you can have more positive things happen for you more quickly. All right, let's look at Capricorn. Justice card in reverse for Capricorn along with the Empress card in reverse. Do two no's make a yes? That is the question that I'm hearing. Do two no's make a yes? Two negatives make a positive in a sentence. So we've got Justice in reverse, Empress in reverse. All right. I think you've got a situation where somebody in your sphere of influence has made some type of decision about you, Capricorn, about you or about some behavior that you have displayed, is the word I'm looking for. And I think that this decision was not made in a fair way. Somebody didn't really take the time to get the full information before they made their decision. And I think that you were actually afraid that this was going to happen. Like you kind of knew that this was going to happen. So you were really focused on the idea of what am I going to do if this happens? And so really the whole theme of today seems to be for just about everybody, quit focusing on what we don't want. We have to focus on what we do want so we can create what we do want, because this unfair decision was made to a great extent because you were focusing on the idea that that was a possibility much more than the idea that having a fair decision made was a possibility. Okay? And please don't feel bad. I'm basically having to tell almost everyone the same thing here, including my own sign. So please don't feel judged. Don't feel judged. Just feel coached. All right, let's look at, who is this? Aquarius. Was that one card or two? Okay. For whatever reason, that felt really thick that time. So Aquarius, Queen of Wands, showing up with the Empress in reverse. What's going on here, Aquarius? Aquarius, this is quite fascinating actually. Empress in reverse means you're having a hard time not focusing on those things that you don't want to have happen, those things that might make you anxious or afraid. Really underneath things are focusing on it, but with that Queen of Wands showing up as your personal energy, or I guess for your sign, not your personal, because it's not a personal reading, but the Queen of Wands showing up for your general energy, Aquarius, this just means that you're not letting on to anybody that you're afraid of something. You're being very optimistic, you're being very outspoken, you are sharing your joy with the people around you. So you very well could be putting on a front today, Aquarius, trying to make it look like you're feeling really optimistic about something when inside you're really battling your own doubts and your own demons. I like it that you're still able to put on this show, though, because if you can put on this show for the people around you, then that's actually going to help you in turning around your focus so that you can start to focus on more positive things, which brings in more positive things into your life as well. So that was Aquarius. Next up, let's look at Pisces. So Pisces, what do we have? We've got the Devil showing up in reverse. Do, 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 do. This is interesting, Pisces, because this tells me that you're noticing today that you're focusing on things that are toxic, on things that are not good for you to be focusing on. And not only are you noticing that, but you are taking steps to turn that around so that you are now moving forward in a much more positive direction and not letting those toxic things take up all the rental space in your brain. So we like that. That's a good thing. Thank you guys very much for being here today. I do appreciate it. Looking forward to working with some of you personally later on today. And the rest of you, I'll see you back on the next video. Peace out.